There. Draw some cards.
Right.
Yeah, we've been having more problems with Roll20 lately, Pete, and so I'm worried that Jitsi will at some point screw us, and then we'll have to figure out another fallback.
Yeah. No red here.
Yeah.
Come on, Yana. No, you're supposed to say I got 4 reds. Yana.
Next time.
Oh.
I've got a dissemination if anyone's got a really crap hand. Well, it's not immediately terrible.
Now I've got a couple of ordinary cards. Just depends on what we do.
Yeah. Training time. I didn't do skill ups the last time.
Why are you such a wicked person?
Quick, Ari, do them. Quick.
Quick, Bo.
I will try.
Well,
do you generally watch the camera or do you generally watch the game?
I've actually got it on a 27-inch monitor, so I've got the videos on basically on a third of the screen with Roll20 on. Well, not quite a third, but
yeah. I have such a hard time on my small monitor, like trying to balance everything.
Pete convinced me after a couple of years of nattering on about it to get a second monitor, and I'm very happy with it.
I've got a second monitor, but it'll be me looking at an angle up that way. It'll be really awkward for the neck, so...
Right.
Yeah. And on my second monitor, I've got a spreadsheet open for cutting and pasting notes and doing calculations and stuff.
Well,
second monitor is the best, but yeah, I don't have it.
Yeah.
I use it if I'm just got stuff playing that I sort of just want in the background while I do stuff on the other screen.
Oh yeah.
Got it.
I use my second monitor when I'm working from home. Like I have my laptop open and then because it's sometimes easier to read spreadsheets and stuff on it. It's a bit bigger.
You guys are all sitting around in the normal PC meeting room. There's a picture that is hanging up. There's no cover over it. Of course.
Really?
Of course not. Who would even suspect that would last for a day? And the picture looks like this. And its eyes seem to follow you around the room.
I was going to say, it didn't come up
yet. Yeah. I am. Yeah, got it.
Oh, I created minor shapeshift.
Well done.
That not for skill up, it doesn't help.
No. Well,
it helps. It helps if you were doing
skill
whoring. Thank you.
Yeah, I did the skill up, so that's not skill whoring.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no banana.
Kind of goes the other way on that one, Yana. It gives you nothing as opposed to cool shit. So.
Yeah. Because Logan's a bastard.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we can all agree on that. I think the best GMs are a little bit of a dick, because otherwise you get into Monty Hall campaigns or you skate through everything. But I think that anytime the people succeed in something in this world, they go, "Yeah, we fucking earned that. We earned that a lot more than we should have had to." Fucking hate hit.
Okay, I'm done with skill ups.
Hooray!
Have you done your skill whoring?
I didn't, yeah, so... Right.
Well, now you could do it on minor shape-shifting or something else.
Yeah. Let's do something.
All right. Okay, so there's Mildred and some other guy.
Well...
you haven't seen the other guy before? Cool. You all have the buddy. You all have the buddy connection thing.
That was going to be my first question.
He also didn't see me.
No.
And Mildred's
Ooh.
not around. It's some other young lady that I think you probably recognize as the one that anytime you talk to her, then you're suddenly in this field of flowers made of paper and shit like that.
Oh, okay. So the young version of Mildred.
Uh-huh.
Hi, who are you?
Who I know from, because I was one of the ones that rescued her out of the thing.
Even Logan remembered
we've
that.
met. We had met several times.
I have amnesia.
So good day all. We seem to be here.
Who are you?
Me, I'm Rib. Who are you?
And right there, instantly, Pete knows who it is. He's like,
Well, that's nice to meet you all, new people.
So, have you? What? All right. So we've got Reb and we've got.
And who are you?
Yes. Sorry, my apologies. I'm Joshua McKay.
I've heard about you. You're the reason that we got keeping chased by these harlequin bastards.
No, I'm not the reason. There's a bit more of a story to that. If people have been blaming me, then they're lying.
Yeah, you've got that oscillator over thruster thing that they keep wanting.
Well, they were chasing us before I had it. So
I like your story.
No, that's that one. All right, so you're not. So are you Mildred Mick Bumgardenerson?
I like how he has to go through several binders of notes to find that fucking name.
Names aren't that important, I would say.
Really, Mildred?
What? Who? That's not me. No. That would never be me. I'm a very good actor.
So, just like the time you were Maddie, when your plastic surgery disappeared.
Well, I have to try out the different versions of myself to see, what is the true self.
Fair enough. So how did you end up looking? So did you use shape changing to change your appearance, or how did you change your appearance?
Well, I don't know how much you know about this, but the little kid, that is now big woman or something, who is now a wall. Well, part of her is in me.
Okay.
And then I tried to, because we figured out that part was in me, part was in the wall, and part was in this in the version of me that was in the cryopod.
Oh yeah, yep.
So I tried to, and because when I was in my old body, I was able to connect to the part inside me a little bit by meditating. Mm-hmm. So I tried to meditate and connect to the part in the other body, but instead I just got we switched bodies instead.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So okay. So not almost what happened to you with Maddie in the crystal. You may remember when we were trying to break Maddie out, and and at one stage you almost swapped with her.
I don't remember I swapped with her. Did I?
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You almost did though. You stopped it from happening.
Did I?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
It's good to see you, Joshua. I don't know how we survived without you.
The picture continues staring at you guys with dark malevolence.
Why do we? Shouldn't we put Zog somewhere else?
So we put a sheet over it last time I was here. but that didn't. But it's gone now. I was thinking about seeing if my blade does anything to it. That was going to be one of the other things I was going to do. But
was that the picture that the chap was talking about on that bracelet thingy?
Yes, that's right. That's I'm assuming that's the picture.
It shows all these other pictures, like.
I mean, there is some vagueness of Aeolus in there, but in the face. So, Reb, yes, this is not all right. So you've encountered some of the others.
Yeah.
Of our group.
I've met who I met. I met an Alex. I met Aeolus and a Dana and a Glenn.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I was considering whether or not we go elsewhere.
You have your huge fucking suites and stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just let's go elsewhere and chat, and before coming back here and trying something with my Chaos Blade.
Good idea. I'm rewarding the picture.
So it seems like the two of you have some history. Do you want me to come along, or you kind of do something together? I don't know.
No, the three of us.
Okay.
Right, he takes you through the embassy. Guards peer at him, the rhino-headed guards. And
yes,
they go, You're Joshua
very
McKay.
good. Yes, well done.
Yeah. Are you still looking like Obed?
No, I'm looking fully.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what I'm up to in the actual episodes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've finally managed to get my. Well, actually, that's going to be something we're going to talk about in a moment.
Okay. Eventually, you reach his heavily guarded palatial room suites, where he has like the bedroom, the meeting room, the small room for servants to bring food into and then cart it into the meeting room, etc. There's several rooms in his suite. And there's also like one area surrounded by velvet ropes with various signs, do not enter this area, do not touch anything and stuff like that. And there's a big rolled up, looks like a giant canvas burrito that has been like left here for long enough that it has dust on it because people aren't allowed in that part of the room.
Oh, that's where they got to.
That's right. One day we will be able to return it to the White Dove / Golden Wattle.
It's definitely had a longer and crazier journey than anything else. Now, of course,
no. I can think of someone who's had a longer and crazier journey.
I meant items. Items.
Yeah. I'm talking about something that began as an item.
Oh, that. Yeah. That was called home to its fucking home spaceship or whatever. So, anyway, you guys pull up around even more comfortable and opulent chairs. The butler comes over and says, "Would you be wishing to dine and drink, or be left in privacy, sir?"
Either of you hungry or thirsty?
Yes.
Yeah, I know, Mildred, you're thirsty.
I'll bring her usual buckets, sir.
Thank you. Sorry, Reb, were you hungry?
I guess so. It's a bit odd here in the dreaming is exactly how eating and sleeping works.
Yes.
And pooping. Lots of pooping. Usually it's on a fumble card, but there's also pooping aside from fumble cards. All that stuff is brought. People withdraw to give you guys as much privacy as you can get here. I mean, there are guards like within yelling distance and such, so if something jumps out, then you can always yell it. And there are a lot of places to hide in these opulent suites, like walk-in closets and things like that. If you wanted to take 10, 15 minutes to carefully investigate to make sure nobody's hidden in there, you could, or you could just natter on.
So, Reb, what time period are you from?
Current day.
Yeah, what is the current day for you?
1987, last I checked.
Okay. Just like you mentioned that you had been, you'd met Alex Kinley and Glenn. So Alex Kinley and Glenn are from the 1920s, 1930s?
Yeah, apparently some of the others are from the future.
Yeah, I'm from the 21st century. I'm from like what was it, about 2025, I think we got up to? 2022, 2025, something like that. It's a bit vague. All right. And what was your background?
From the 5th century.
Yes.
I was more of a survivalist. Yeah.
Okay.
With the army for a while, went out and trained in various areas.
Mm-hmm. So, is that an Australian accent I'm hearing?
Oh, yes, it is. Apparently, we're all Australians here, though.
Well, yes. That's because when I first arrived here and said, "Are you an elf?" And I said, "No, I'm an Australian." And
So
it went on from there.
Too?
Yes, I'm Australian as well. Yes.
I was asked a woman with no name. Are you Australian too?
No, never. I wouldn't do that to the world.
So, of our group, we have one other actual Australian who you haven't met yet, and that's Wrestling Rad. He's also Australian. All right, so in the world you came from, did you come from the continent of Australia?
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because we've encountered, like this world we're on at the moment, I don't know if anybody's explained to you, but the continents don't match the world I came from, for example. Some of them are in similar positions, but their shapes, etc., are actually different. For example, was there a Europe on the world you came from?
Yeah.
Right, so Europe doesn't exist on this world. It's actually called something else, and the equivalents of Europe and Asia are actually separate. They're not linked in this world. They're separated by water. And while we're on a continent that's equivalent to where North America is approximately, the shape of it's a bit different. Hence my questions, because you could come from a world that has Australia, but Australia could be where North America is, or you could be...
I come from the land down under.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So from what I can work out, pretty much all of our group appears to come from the same world or very similar worlds, but in different time periods from talking to people, as we all seem to have the same sort of knowledge of locations and things and history and whatever else. But yeah. Did the others explain to you what's going on, as in more generally, as in how you got here, why you're here?
Yeah, I'm here as part of the dreaming. Went for a walkabout, and as far as I can tell, I'm in the dreaming now. Okay.
Yeah, that's a different. Yeah, different people have got different. What's the word I'm looking for?
Paradigms.
Well, we're not exact. Sorry.
Paradigms, probably the closest.
Yeah, paradigms. Oh, not even paradigms. More to do with theories, different theories as to why we're here. We don't actually know for certain.
I think we are here to have fun and drink a lot of alcohol and kill a lot of people.
That doesn't seem to be what some people do.
Yes. So, all right. So, Mildred, do you know when you were talking to Janice?
Okay.
All right, I'll start again. When I was talking to her previously, she mentioned, and Doc was there as well, she mentioned the fact that she was also known as Kronos.
Oh, nobody told me.
Okay.
Nobody told me my daughter is like a god of time.
Well, Janice was sometimes also associated with Kronos. time.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So and that's what she was insinuating. So I was trying, and the way she said it made me think that she may be doing something with time as well.
Huh. Interesting.
So I don't know. So I'm not sure if for example, as part of her protecting us and saving us, she's sped everything up within the wall, so that we're moving at a faster time, so we can. Because she's smart enough to know that eventually the wall's going to get broken through one way or the other. So potentially, if she's sped up everything within, she's helping us get better faster, so that when the wall does go down, we'll be better prepared to handle what's beyond.
That sounds
now,
like...
that could be complete. Like that may not be what she meant by that, but that was just one of the things I was wondering.
It sounds really smart, but also like, why wouldn't she tell me? Because when when she was finishing the wall, me and Freddie found her there and talked to her. So we were there when the wall was finished. And she was, I don't know, she didn't seem so smart to me. She was kind of like, oh, mother, I can't do anything about it now. It's too late. Mother, I love you, blah, blah, blah.
A good summation of emotions.
It's been a while since she's seen you, so maybe she was overcome by emotion. You're the psychiatrist. You should be the one telling us why she was acting that way.
Can I do psychology role?
It's a bit late now. It's all in your blah 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 emotions, blah 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 love folder.
But I can remember the things and like analyze them.
Give me a memory roll.
Okay.
Because I don't think you're going to remember shit. So.
I do remember.
You remember something about there was like this golden calf and you were all worshiping it, and then some guy from a mountain started yelling at you and he got so angry he broke one of these stone tablets and stuff, and then you were smoked, and that's how it happened. Something like that. Love, blah, 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 caring, blah, blah, blah. Right?
Can you actually talk to her within you?
I need to try again, because after I changed the body, some things changed, but I'm not sure yet how it works now. So I need to try to meditate, and maybe we can try that after we brief each other.
Yep, sounds good.
Why'd you put the quotes around brief each other?
You know.
I see how this is going to go.
So, but I don't know, she seemed to me like she is like she's overcome by this like not being loved enough as a kid and wanting to like save me, so I love her now.
Yep.
And I'm not sure how it seemed like passion driven and impulsive, but she also like planned it for a long time, so that's kind of like, you don't know if it's like
yes, that was and I suppose, and well, do you know whether or not she was the one that trapped Maddie?
I don't know.
Because that's the other thing with the way Maddie is trapped is that linked in with because we were speculating the whole thing about the Mildred that you look like now, that shadow version of you, that like with Maddie, and the shadow version of you being in the cryo chamber, the synergy of it.
Yes.
So
yeah.
So much synergy.
I was thinking that too, but I'm not sure how to, like, what does it mean?
Yeah, and whether or not it's linked with the whole thing about some of the visions that, well, the symbol that was with Maddie matches with some of the other stuff we've seen, and as well as some of the visions I've had in regard, and the Joker trying to wake us up.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's linked all in together or not, or
Yeah.
They're just coincidental. Which is with so much stuff going on, sometimes it's hard to work out what's coincidental and what's actually linked.
Yeah. I think it is linked somehow, but maybe like not all of it. But probably there is some sort of link.
Yeah. So, Reb, I don't know how much of that conversation it made sense to you. So, did you have any questions or anything that you wanted to clarification on relating to that?
Like part of a broken family now. That's terrible when that happens.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, we're all cousins, by the way, from a DNA perspective. I don't know if anybody's told you that.
I knew you.
No. Well, that's part of the thing. As to we all share a grandfather from a genetic perspective. So whether or not our DNA has been altered, or as in like you view it as being in the dreaming, whether or not that's and as you probably can know, we can sense each other. There's a link that we sense within each other.
So yours was grandfather Alfred too?
No. It's his name's Merlin, and he's the king of the courts. He's the ruler of the courts of chaos. And Ghost Wheel. So one of the theories is that Ghost Wheel created us, as in potentially took us and then spliced DNA into us, or we're clones of ourselves, or something, or Ghost Wheel itself. This is all a giant video game, and Ghost Wheel itself is just part of the video game. And part of the premise of it is that we're all
too long, mate.
There's many theories. Are you familiar with the author Roger Zelazny?
Never heard of him, mate.
Okay, no worries. If you were, it might have made things a bit easier to explain.
James has those books as an audio book. Listen to at some point, but no.
Yeah. All right.
But certainly we had no idea.
Yeah. So, do you know who we're talking about when we were talking about Janus?
Not really, no. But, I'm willing to go. Usually there's stuff to do whenever we're around. So the other guys, I was actually just doing stuff, just talking all the time.
Janus isn't important, It's not important. It's just some kid, someone like brought here, laughing.
All right. So, in regards to the Harlequin that you mentioned earlier, Dana, Glenn, and I went to their home shadow pocket realm, whatever.
Oh, interesting. And what happened?
Yes. So basically, it's so you know how Clem's has got a void in the back room. That's actually a gate.
Oh, okay.
And you can step through that, and that'll take you to that world. It's like a negative, as in all the colors are reversed. So it's like a. It's like another place that Mildred is familiar with, but Reb is not. I don't believe that we know as Burlington. It's not that big, as in from a size perspective. And so in some places, it wraps around. And a lot of the world is like it's just been not dumped there, like it was just hurriedly created. So the forest is like somebody did a quick sketch of a tree.
Okay.
And then said, I want a forest with that in it. So, all right, draw a tree, and then every tree looks exactly like that rough sketch of a tree. And the ground leaves no footprints, there's no leaves you're trampling on, etc., etc. And then you've got fields, which have actually got these weird blobby things, which apparently are similar to what's from that new realm that some people have been to, where they speak French. And you were there? Yeah, okay. So the weird blobby creatures, apparently they're similar to those, or are those. And they're harvesting, there's crops growing, grain crops and stuff. And there's actual soil there, but so potentially the soil's been brought in from somewhere else. And then you've got a village, and the village is, I want to have a medieval village. This is what I think the buildings will look like. Whereas if you actually go into a building, they're just shells.
Yeah. Okay.
And I have a trump inside one of the buildings.
Nice.
So
that's useful.
Yes, I only managed to produce one after all my skill whoring. But yes. And that was using my reverse dice matrix power.
Very nice.
But I did manage to get a trump. And then from the village, then there's a castle.
Oh.
A black castle. And again, the rooms are like the initial rooms are a bit vague, etc. And then we found a throne room, and the throne room itself was like somebody had actually put some thought and effort into it and said, I want this throne room, I want banners, and I want a throne, and blah, 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 blah. And when we snuck in, there was 20 Harlequin.
Oh.
And there was a woman sitting on the throne. And the woman was wearing a mask. And she was looking at a hoverboard.
Okay.
So, are you familiar with the film Back to the Future?
I was trying to remember when they came out. We'll go with no. I didn't keep up much with some of the films.
So basically, picture a skateboard that hovers. A futuristic skateboard that hovers.
And that came out 2 years after my time, anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't recall when Back to the Future came out.
I just checked, yeah.
Yeah. All right. But yes, so it's like about this big, like a skateboard. And she was looking at examining it. She tried to stand on it and stuff. And then it was bumping into the Harlequins who were just all standing there. And the Harlequins, while they're standing there, they weren't still. They were quivering, shaking.
Well, to be fair, they've always been twitchy when you see them, unless they're in the middle of fighting you, and then they're like greased rail type speed.
Yeah. So they're all twitchy and stuff while they're just standing there. All had katanas and shuriken. And then she cursed, swore in English basically. Her voice was not recognizable, so it's not another version of Janice.
I was just thinking that. Yeah.
Yes,
the mask may have muffled it. The mask may have muffled it, or who knows?
I thought about the voice and thought, does this sound like Janice? And I did not think it did.
No, it may look like her. There's no telling.
Yes,
but the voice may be totally different.
Yes,
but there's no telling.
Yes. However, because of the mask, couldn't see the face. And then she went off through a door in the back. And then we snuck away.
Okay.
So the zone itself is picture like a table tennis bat or a ping ball bat, as in it's circular, but they've got a bit sticking out. The bit sticking out goes for 81 kilometers.
Whoa.
Long enough for somebody to shadow walk.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
interesting.
And we were walking along that for a while, and we saw 4 Harlequin coming back. We'd seen them leave earlier, and they were walking along slowly, and one of them was clutching a metallic device. That this is a really bad picture of what it looked like. Logan, I will actually, as in my character, I'll actually attempt to do a sketch of it.
Give me a sketching roll. Come on, give me a fail. Just give me a fail.
Where is my sketching? Oh, my sketching's not that good, so it's quite possible.
Perfect.
Did the
No, I made it by
Aww.
minus 30.
Ah. Let's see. I will show the picture here in a second. Okay.
So it looked vaguely familiar, but I couldn't. None of us could think what it was. So I don't know if either of you recognise this.
Let's see.
Oh, right in.
Yeah. There you go.
Still drawing.
It's kind of middle rightish.
Yeah, scroll over to the right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know.
If it's a dildo, it's a very uncomfortable looking one with the pen clip type thing. That's not generally recommended for that kind of usage. Although the old saying is, if you're brave enough, anything's a dildo. And that's why so many people go to the ER.
The thing she's been wanting, is it?
Pardon?
It's not that overthruster thing she's been wanting, is it?
No. It does not look like the. Well, I'm assuming, Logan, it doesn't look. Obviously, you would. I assume
It
you would have
looks
said
totally
to us,
different than the overthruster.
yes.
Did the castle or like the layout and stuff look similar to some other castles we've seen, like in Amber or Chaos or something? Or
Take a card, Yana. That's
Good
a
thinking.
really great question.
That is a very good question.
Unfortunately, all castles are kind of, generally speaking, the throne room. Like they only saw the throne room. You're suspecting a lot of the castle is just fake.
Oh yeah, and like things like the windows, etc., weren't real windows.
Right. But throne rooms are pretty much always look generally like throne rooms. They usually have pillars and stuff. This one didn't really have the pillars to hold up the roof because apparently it didn't need it. But they're generally big rectangles with the throne on one end and then the door going in on the other. So unfortunately, I would say it was too simple of design to really say if it matched up to anything.
Yeah.
Because somebody could subconsciously like make it.
That's
similar
fucking
to
brilliant.
something
Take a card for that and reduce your hand, you wicked person. Everybody reduce their hands. They're all wicked.
All right, I'm discarding a card and assuming Yana has no red cards.
I have the God despise you.
Oh, well, that makes your cards easier. All right.
That's just you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just me.
Yeah, beautiful. I'm playing advanced training. I'll chuck it on top in case someone wants to grab it once you've done your discard.
I have training time too.
Knit enemy.
And
let's chuck it into there. Should capitalize it. All right. Okay. So yes. So that is So if you so you step through the back room of Clem's and you end up there.
Interesting.
Like a what was it? How do you describe it? Like a soap bubble type thing, but black, large. There was multiple pieces of crumpled up paper on there, and paper airplanes.
Okay.
And whatever else people had thrown through.
Surprised there wasn't a couple of dead bodies out of the spray with the script seems to go.
Me too, actually.
Yeah. Yes.
Yana, you want to give me that card and I'll give you the dissemination so I can refill your head?
Nice. Yes.
I'll just play the dissemination because you'd be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've now got 3 opponent fails.
Nice.
Nobody can touch that. Yeah.
Okay, so
James is ready to go to the castle.
Did you try talking to her?
No, we decided discretion was better. So we snuck away. Since they've never bothered to actually talk to us, they're continually trying to attack us, as far as I'm aware, or send us notes with weird symbols on it. It would have been. I mean, we even tried to communicate to them. We left a message to try and communicate to them to try and work out back before we had the oscillator to try and work out what the hell was going on. But they didn't seem interested. So. So yes. So my thoughts are: do we want to do something about the Harlequins and the castle?
Well, it sounds interesting, and I would be curious, but I'm not sure how to go about it.
Well, there's several methods we could do, and you guys may think of others. One is explosives.
Right. But I love a good explosive, but I would also like to have more knowledge about what's going on.
Problem is to get to the back room where she went to, where there may be more knowledge. We have to get past the Harlequins.
Yeah.
And we got, from the look of the layout, etc., we suspect there was probably potentially more Harlequins. I think we were quite lucky at the time.
Okay.
There could be like 30 or 40 of them there at any one time.
Right.
So
that's not
we could do some sort of gas. We could.
If you think those things are the dress, we could try talking to them.
Well, I'm not sure if the Harlequins seem to. I don't know. Have any of you talked to a Harlequin? Attempted or
no, the blob things. They're called dress over in the fog area.
Oh, the blobs. Yeah, all they said was when we approached the fields, they said Hail Malleus, and they lined up on basically either side of the path that led towards the castle.
Were they speaking French or?
They said Hail Malleus.
Who is Malleus?
No idea. Maybe the woman. But yes, that was the two words they said. Hail Malleus. We didn't try communicating further with them at the time because we were a bit nervous about the whole situation, where we were, etc.
Yeah.
But yes, that is possible. We could try and talk to them and see if we get more information out of them. Don't know if we get anything, but yes, that is possible. So yeah, that is what we found.
Usually when the Harlequins have been attacking us, they've been sent after us or whatever. So if they are just there in the room with her, they may not attack.
That depends on how she feels and what the whole situation is.
Yes.
Which we don't know.
And yes, one of the other methods I thought we could is we arm up a large group and we take the large group there and we storm the castle.
We are like a general sending our armies.
Send brave after way to have been to be slaughtered.
Yeah, pretty much.
the Killbot approach.
No, we had the problem with having too much refugees, so this will take care of it.
The other thing, I don't think we checked to see if technology worked there or how well technology worked there. I attempted a spell works there, magic works there without issue. You don't have to force magic to work; it just works. If you can manage to successfully cast it, obviously. So, which is interesting in on itself. So it appears to be in some way shielded from the pattern in that, or whatever is causing magic to slowly fail elsewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so rock up with a tank, shoot things through the front door. Big machine gun, but then that all requires people knowing how to use them. But yeah.
If somebody was really good at shape-shifting, they could shape-shift into a harlequin. So.
It depends on the shape shift. And then what?
I don't know, just like walk in there and like look around and see what happens.
So I can shape shift into. No, that one's set. That unfortunately, like I can shapeshift into one specific other person, but I've already specified who that person is.
Is it that
speaking of which, Reb, do you know how to shapeshift?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Change your shape.
Oh,
Your shape?
That's fun.
I can attempt to teach you. I'm assuming I don't know, have they taken you to walk the pattern? Or?
Yeah, I tune myself to the Dreamlands.
Okay, so you have walked the pattern, have you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I didn't even need to re-roll anything.
What?
Well done. Well done.
The cunning move of having an I can do it card in a retrieve.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
That card really changes the whole world for people.
Yeah. I still had to get to the pattern, which was fun.
Right.
So when you walked the pattern, was that when there were MIBs guarding it, or was that before the MIBs took up guarding it?
No, it was in the I think you guys call it the village, and it was guarded by agents.
Okay, so there were agents there, so how'd you get past the agents?
Yeah, just walked past, basically.
Okay.
What? Like they didn't do anything? Or did you kill them?
No, they just didn't seem to react that quickly.
That's weird.
I put it cunning. He used cunning to get by the agents.
Okay.
I doubt they'll fall for that same thing again, but cunning.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes some things easier because that means that Trumps will work with you.
Well, although I would like to remind you that even if somebody has not walked the pattern, they can still be taught to shapeshift.
Yes.
Which is awesome if they ever want to go the other way.
They can be taught if you have the particular shapeshift ability to teach someone.
But yeah. Which I know you do. That's why I mentioned it.
Yes, which is why I was asking Reb about it.
Yes.
All right. So you know how to create trumps then? Were you taught how to create trumps? Beautiful.
Yeah. I haven't tried to do that yet, but apparently I have the know-how.
Okay.
Yeah, Freddie showed me how to do it.
Okay. Well, I can attempt to teach you how to shapeshift if you want.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind picking up what they call it their body tree. The body set of spells is what I would like to get.
Yeah, so shapeshifting is a major power, whereas things like body magic, for example, is a minor power. And body magic is the minor power, such as body magic, is influenced by each zone. As in some zones it won't work, some zones it's really hard to do, etc. Whereas the major powers work anywhere, except for very, very rare circumstances. So things like your trumps, a major power, being able to walk to shadow, which you would have gained from having walked the pattern, is a major power. And shape-shifting, this shape-shifting is a major power.
And you can all do that?
Yes. I believe, Mildred, you can shape-shift You know the basics of shapeshifting, don't you? Yeah.
Just the little.
Yeah. And further along you get with shapeshifting is useful for some of the worlds outside the sphere, outside the wall, I should say. As you get better at it for some of the forms that you learn how to do. Excuse me. And also the logris, which is the opposite of the pattern. You need to be able to shapeshift to be able to walk it.
Apparently we need to create a logris or something to help balance out this pattern that we've got.
Yes, that's... But yeah, so somebody who's walked the logris can then attempt to create a new logris once we get the item needed to do so, which we believe is the Eye of the Unicorn, which is outside the barrier. So at the moment, as far as no, actually, I think Doc managed to do it as well. So yeah, so Alex and Doc are the only two who can do it at the moment, I think.
I thought there was one more, but I could be wrong.
Well, I don't know. No, but I haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen it posted on the boards that anybody else had walked the logris, or I've missed it.
The only person probably could was probably Freddie, but I have no idea if he is or not.
He seems too scared to do anything.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
That's an apt description.
That's a very apt description. Yeah, so I don't know if there was anybody with Alex or anybody with Doc when...
Not only did Alex do it, but he insisted on doing it butt naked.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
But they're like, you should take off any of your gear. And he's like, I'm naked. And they're like, and he's like, they're like, please.
Yeah, but that's just Alex. So.
Right.
Yeah, I'm curious as to what his chaos form looks like.
Probably just him naked doing a helicopter constantly or something horrible.
Well, actually, yeah, there's nobody... I can't see anybody else saying about having walked the logris, actually, besides Alex.
It's not like people have been saying, oh, I've done this and I've done that. So.
Yeah. Nobody else has posted about it. Anyway. Okay.
So is she doing something then? Is she going to the Harlequin zone or?
Well, if you wanted to try and talk to the blobs and see if we can get some more information, we can try that.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, did you want me to try and teach you how to shapeshift?
Does it take long?
No.
Okay, well, might as well try then.
Apparently it won't take long. And if I fail, then Mildred can attempt to teach you. No, sorry. I'm not... Can't get my head around how to teach it to you at the moment.
I can try, but I'm not good.
I can try one each day to try and teach you. Sorry?
Mildred, you have to have a special skill in shapeshifting.
No. That's only
the body
if
tree?
He hasn't walked the pattern.
Oh,
Greg has walked
right.
the pattern.
You're right. Carry on, Mildred.
Okay.
Don't worry, you'll fail it too, and then we'll move on.